Welcome back to Coffee Talk, everybody. Zachary here. Today we have Max Woertendyke. We are so excited to have you. You are the director of Woman in the Sky, the documentary.
Yes, that's correct.
And that is world premiering here at RIIFF, right?
That is also correct.
Dude, so awesome, dude. I'm so excited to see it on the big screen this time. You know, we all have to watch them, but it's either on the go on my phone or on the laptop. Once it's on the big screen, it's a whole nother experience. Can you tell us about this documentary?
Yeah, sure. So the film's called Woman in the Sky. The filmmaker, it's about a woman named Magda Salvesen, who was the widow of an abstract expressionist named John Schuler. And they met in 1970 when she was 26 and he was 54. And a couple months later, he wrote a will leaving her the entire body of his work. Wow. He died in 92, and she has sort of single-handedly kept his legacy alive since then. He's in over 70 collections. So it's really a film about her, and it's kind of what I like to think of as an epic love story writ small across hundreds of canvases and thousands of pieces of archival grade paper. So
wow.
Yeah, she's amazing.
How did you even come across this? How does one find out this information and make a documentary about it?
So I used to work for her. It's interesting. I'm a Juilliard grad turned narrative producer who made a documentary. And when I was at school, I needed to make extra cash because, you're in class 70 hours a week and you're like, I need some money. Yeah. So I got a job working for the estate. And I got to see Magda up close and personal. Yeah. And just how much she cared for and was dedicated and loved the paintings. Yeah. And I had never met someone who was so invested in someone else's creative output before. And I just found it moving and remarkable. And she's just an amazing person. Yeah. So I always wanted to make a film about her. Wow. Back then, she was kind of resolutely the woman behind the canvas. Yeah. But I think over the past number of years, she sort of realized, she's carried John's legacy forward and starting to think about how to carry that legacy even further. And so they founded the John Schuler Foundation. It's, sort of an official entity to carry John's paintings and memory forward. And I sort of felt like I wanted to give her due as well. Yeah. So luckily she said yes.
That's so awesome. I could probably I can just imagine you seeing her passion, and that's sparking your passion. She's probably so
Well, so two things. So she's going to be here. We're screening today at 12:30 at the Singular Vision Shorts block over at Showcase Cinema. Be there or be square. Yeah. And Magda's coming up to see it, and talking about. I've gotten to see movies of mine in a theater, and it's always exciting. It's always nervous, but to know that she's going to be there is really cool. And I think anyone who's an artist, anyone who makes something, thinks about what the hell is going to happen to this when I stop caring or stop being here to care. Yeah. And Magda, it's amazing to watch her. And don't get me wrong, she's an author and a respected garden historian, so she's had a whole other life as well. But this is a big part of it, and it's rad. Yeah, that's so awesome. I'm so excited to see it again on the big screen. Yeah. And it's tonight at the Showcase Cinema. 12:30. Yeah, 12:30 p.m. PM. It's not a midnight feature. Sorry, guys.
It's not in an hour. But yeah. So how did that conversation go? When you brought it up to her, hey, I'm thinking I'm doing a documentary on you. That must have been a scary conversation to have. Yeah,
we kind of tiptoed towards it for a while, and I would test the waters and sort of see how she responded. And I said, does this seem like something that she's interested in? Like I said, I'm not a filmmaker by trade. I think because of the place I came from, the thing that I think is true of all things, whether I was as an actor or as a narrative producer or now as a doc maker, it's you're interested in the people. What makes a person tick and how do they behave? And Magda, I had this great affection for, frankly. And so I wouldn't have wanted to make the film if she hadn't been sort of down to clown about it. I like that. And
down to clown.
Yeah. So, we sort of, I think dipped our toes in a couple times. And I think as she became more interested in the idea, those conversations just got longer. Yeah. Until eventually we had a moment. And, I was able to put together a team, and we were able to shoot. And she and I did sort of a bunch of pre-conversations just so that we could get used to talking to one another in that way. Because I used to work for her. Yeah. And I used to operate in a very professional capacity. So you're talking about like a lifetime together that's with a person, and it's a life, many things make up a life.
Yeah.
And particularly there's a romantic element to the story. So,
yeah.
So it was great. I got to know her a lot better over the course of the project as well, which was sick.
So you said you done narrative films in the past too?
Yeah. So
tell me about that. Yeah.
I mean, my first feature as a producer is a sci-fi horror film called
Oh my gosh,
Brightwood,
dude. I'm talking to people always on the opposite ends of like
yeah.
Dude,
well, I mean, this is the thing that's so cool about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
When I was an actor, I didn't get to pick what I worked on.
Yeah.
People picked me. And that was great. And I still work. Like, I mean, I just did an episode of Daredevil that screened,
Wait, what?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Back
up.
I don't know, just saying.
He's going to be in the next Spider-Man movie. I got 3 Spider-Man tattoos on my knee.
I'm sorry to say, I think, I died at the end of that episode. It's not a spoiler alert. It's out now. So
what?
So done and done, but so I still do that.
MCU.
I believe you listed me on the Instagram as a star of stage and screen and film. So thanks guys.
That's so fly.
And then as a narrative filmmaker, it was the same thing. It's like, who are the kinds of people that are interesting? What are the kinds of stories that are interesting? And when I first started thinking about this story, Magda, this woman in the sky story, I thought, oh, maybe it's a narrative, maybe it's a historical narrative, and I thought about that, but fundamentally, you work with the resources you have, and you work in the mediums that are available to you, and the ones that make most sense to deliver the story that you're trying to deliver to an audience, and short doc felt right for as a filmmaker.
Story.
I mean, I always think about like every movie is where your resources and vision overlap.
Yeah.
You can't make a movie where your resources and vision doesn't overlap. So like that's what it is. And I think you have to be real about your story and real about your resources and figure out how to match those things to create something that you can bring to people.
When I originally asked you the question on how you brought it up to her, I was hoping you're gonna be like, I had some spy glasses on and I filmed everything discreetly.
She actually doesn't know that we made a movie.
You invited her to watch Superman and she's pulling up this documentary.
yeah. So, well, I mean, and I have to add it, speak because you brought it up, but the team we were able to put together was really amazing. And David Cornsweet, who's the star of Superman, is our executive producer and was actually the cinematographer on the film as well. So
wait, what?
Yeah. He and I met at Juilliard, and we've been good friends and worked on a bunch of projects together. And he was getting ready to do that, this huge movie.
That's insane.
Yeah, and he was willing to come up and shoot for a couple of days, which
that is so awesome.
Yeah, which speaks to his character, obviously,
what
but also
odds?
I think speaks to the the power of Magda's story and how charming she is. You're like, all right, I'm real happy to come up to New York.
Yeah, that's
and
so fun.
And hang out with you guys and help tell the story. So
you were MCU on camera, DC behind the camera.
I know, I play both sides.
Oh my gosh, it's like James Gunn.
Listen, in all fairness, I was not DCU behind camera at all. I'm just friends with the guy.
I know. Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, thank you so much, dude, for being here. We are so excited to have your film. We are honored that we are able to be the world premiere for this film.
Thank you,
and it's gonna be a great time for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here, and Providence is a cool place, and the festival has been awesome so far. So you guys have been incredibly welcoming, and it feels like a real celebration of makers, which is nice.
That's the goal. We want to make sure everybody's happy and make sure everyone's connected.
Well, y'all are doing a great job.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Make sure you support every filmmaker you can. Go to every single block. Watch as many films as you can. You will not regret it. We have amazing films just like this one. That's why we're highlighting them at Coffee Talk. Some of them we don't have time to highlight. They're all amazing films. That's why they've been selected. Watch as many films as you can. It's going to be a great week. Bye-bye.
Can I do my own tag?
Wait, hold on.
Can I do my own tag?
Yeah, here you go.
Action. Yeah, their films here have been amazing. I've seen so many, and it's been remarkable to see those films and be at a festival when, you go see movies you might not see otherwise. So definitely check them all out. But before you check out the others, check out Woman in the Sky at 12:30 p.m. today. Showcase Cinema as part of the block's short block, Singular Visions. Check it out.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
That was awesome, dude. Dude, I didn't know that's why I was able to bring those up, and I didn't even know. That's